Reactions as Fact Check Hub ranks Peter Obi as the candidate with most verifiable claims. Ahead of the 2023 presidential election, the contesting candidates have granted a good number of media interviews and town hall meetings where they have made several claims regarding their candidacy, issues of the nation, and what they will do if elected. A good number of these claims were recorded and fact-checked by verifiable platforms, and most of their claims turned out to be true, with some reported as false. In a recent update by Fact Check Hub, a platform based on verifications, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has been ranked as the candidate with the most verifiable claims. In a report shared by the platform, they revealed that after gathering claims from the candidates during their media outings and town hall meetings, it was discovered that Peter Obi tops the other candidates in the number of verifiable claims. It was reported by Fact Check Hub that 10 of the claims made by Peter Obi have been reviewed and fact-checked to be true, while Atiku and Sowore each recorded with 2 correct claims. The report has, however, generated lots of mixed reactions after it was shared on the platform's Twitter page, as Nigerians air different opinions in the comment section. Well, giving, the comment section, Twitter is a very wild place, so there's going to be, the reactions would vary. Rinu Ojuala says, there is nothing about one candidate to be fact-checked. Nothing. He has said absolutely nothing in his campaign season. Nigerians, over to you. Literally. And then someone replied and says, are you talking about the low-budget Pablo Escobar running for president? And I think that is so, let's be frank and be, blatant. You have, PDP, you have APC, Labour Party. So you have Tinubu, you have Atiku, you have Labour Party, and, obviously Sowore is there, you have Kwakwan, so you have others as well. If you're going to compare, Labour Party, Peter Obi has done the work, to be honest. And I feel like this is not even the hard bit or the hard or difficult thing for Peter Obi to go through, because when it comes to speaking to large crowds, having intellectual conversations, after his, it's like a repeat of what he did after he left office in Anambra State. He literally went for so many conferences, so many seminars. He says I'm not an economist, but for a layman who doesn't know anything about economics, you listen to Peter Obi speak and you're like, well, I've learned a lot today. In fact, it will leave you going to research. So I feel like for Peter Obi, it is easy when it comes to these competencies to be able to top the rest. You can't even compare, to be very honest. And of course, you look at, Atiku, and you look at, Sowore. Atiku, that's a whole different story. I don't even listen. PDP as a party, him by being the vice president or the ex-vice president at one time, I don't know. He hasn't given any strong reasons. Again, he has not been as active. You look at Sowore, which I don't even think is a bad candidate overall, but when it comes to being prepared and actually being, because I feel like, I don't know, I think on the scale of, I don't want to compare, but it's like there are just requirements that are needed or that would give an individual the confidence to say, Sowore, be my president, because he's never been in a political position before. And I think in terms of really gaining that impact, in my personal opinion, I think Sahara Reporters is the best way within his capacity to even make even more of an impact. Yes, he wants to be president. What we know him for is a student, union, a university in Nigeria. And so, that has been his experience, but we're actually talking about experience in Nigerian politics. As much as we talk about Peter Obi and saying he's this, is that, he's been in the dirty game of politics in this country. So for the fact that, yes, he's been in this country, he understands that he needs to be in the system to change the system. There is more confidence and reliance on the fact that, facts, when Labour Party, not Labour Party, when Peter Obi was in office as governor in Anambra State, he brought Anambra State from 20-something when it comes to education in the country, in the state, to number 1. Welfare and pensions were increased and people actually got their pensions. You have, and also he conserved a lot of funds while leaving the office. These are facts. These are facts to how he's ruled in these instances. And of course, when you compare to someone like Shure, we have not seen that he's been able to show these things. And I feel like the same thing won't go, for example, let's say, not to throw any jab, for example, look at Funke Akindele. I mean, not saying that she's not capable or she can't go for it, but it's like there are processes. You cannot just stand up from nowhere and think you can go as a deputy governor of Lagos State. So I feel like, obviously, I'm not trying to compare Shure and Funke Akindele. I think they are both in the same situation but to different degrees. I feel like Funke Akindele is just starting from nowhere, and at least you have Shure, who, to be honest, has been engaged in Nigerian politics, obviously with Sahara reporters, and of course being student. So I feel like these are the things. I mean, okay, great. But I think for these two individuals, to be honest, I know I've sort of derailed from the topic, but let's talk about these individuals, because I feel like people need to be realistic. If you want to start in politics, you start from, you build yourself up. You don't just go into something and compete with people who have been there for 10 years or who have been doing the work to reach there. I mean, look at someone like Peter Obi. If he had not been president, we talk about how he's so intellectual. Look at his prowess, look at his CV. I mean, yes, right now, as I said, it's easy for Peter Obi. This is nothing. I mean, yes, there's stress of travel, but the competency to go around and give arguments, make your claim, be so smart. I mean, he's been doing this even before he would try to become president. So you understand that some people have been preparing to be placed and be positioned to achieve what they want to achieve long before they got there. So I feel like you cannot beat hard work, you cannot beat timing, you cannot beat experience. And these are things where, okay, fine, you say politics is a dirty game, but these things also count in politics as they do in any other kind of field. Anyways, my point is, for Funke Akindele and Shure, yes, they're just different. And so fact checking also comes with the fact, or fact checking also comes with situations of things that you have done. So you must have done things, in the past for them to be eligible to be fact checked. And for the fact that, for Shure and, Atiku, it came at that only two statements or two facts, came out as positive or actually true. It's not a good look anyways. And some may argue, well, actually, this fact checker hub, is a way to only promote Peter Obi. You can say all these claims anyways, but I feel like as a sane individual who, to be honest, you actually care about your country and you actually have capacity to compare, contrast, and evaluate information, you will see that if you're going to compare, to be honest, if we're even going to be critical, Peter Obi is literally it's evident, it's so clear to see that he's the best out of all options. But things are never as straightforward, especially in a country like Nigeria, where abnormality has become the norm and we are all conditioned to it. Anyways, put what you think about it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.